Dear Mr. President of the Gambia, I went through a very sad experience in your country. There are children in your hospital who need definitely help, and you close your eyes. Dear Mr. President of the Gambia, why you let that happen? Do you love your children from this country? Do you love your children at all? Dear Mr. President, why you don't do nothing about it? Even people who try to help and spend blood, there is not machines there where you can find out how is your blood, what is your blood, the negative, positive, or whatever. You don't even have the machines to find out. Dear Mr. President, you have money, you can send your children in a better hospital. But all the children from this country need to go in Banjul to the hospital. Dear Mr. President, how can you sleep at night when you know children are dying in your land because of your mistake? Dear Mr. President of the Gambia, why you let it happen? You have no conscience to think about it. Dear Mr. President, why children have to live like this in a hospital, dirty? Nothing is really clean there. People sitting on the floor. Dear Mr. President, don't you get enough money from Europe to spend money on the children's hospital? Dear Mr. President, why you let it happen? Do you can sleep at night? Do you have no conscience? You don't have bad dreams about it? That little children are crying at night and they don't can sleep because they have so much pain? Dear Mr. President, do you ever have a heart? Dear Mr. President, do you have feelings for others? Dear Mr. President, why you let it happen in the Gambia that people die and suffer? Dear Mr. President, why you are a president if you don't can handle it? Dear Mr. President, don't you think it is time to put money in for you people and not spending it on your own self or the other people who do not deserve it? Dear Mr. President, don't you think it is time that you do something for your children out there? I went to the hospital and I cried, and Mom's still crying. We had a little boy, we want to donate blood to him, but there was no way of doing it because they could not find the race out what kind of blood you have, because the machines was missing. Dear Mr. President, you cannot even check blood in a children's hospital. Dear Mr. President, why you let that happen? Dear Mr. President, don't you think necessary things in the hospital need to be done without spending money on other bullshit? Dear Mr. President, they are your children, the generations of your country. Dear Mr. President, don't you feel guilty? Don't you feel like a murderer? Dear Mr. President, from the Gambia, don't you think you need to show some action now and go out there and do something for those children in the hospital? Dear Mr. President, get some right doctors, not people who don't even know where your intestines is in the inside of your body. Dear Mr. President from the Gambia, it is time that you show action, not only on the street shortly before you're gonna be voted again. No, show it in the hospital, show it in the schools. Do something for your generations who come after you. Do something for your children out there. And I know I'm white, and I should not talk like this to you, but I have to, because I feel it with all my heart that you are not doing your job right. Dear Mr. President from the Gambia, I think it is time to show action. And I will appreciate it if you could do this for your own people, for your children of children. Just think your child would be laying in this hospital. You would cry like everybody out there who has a child laying in there, who've been crying with their heart. Women who bring birth to this child in a lot of pain and then let it go in a certain young age. Dear Mr. President,